Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home.
Today we have a vintage BARLOW B54 advertising lighter, slim profile advertising lighter with a synthetic advertising graphic attached in the frame on the front. This is the second copy of the same advertising lighter that we have had here in the last 2 to 3 years. Always cool to come across another lighter identical to one that you have had before. The BARLOW B54 is a lighter that is near and dear to my heart, as many of you who are old timers to the channel will recognize that I had a lighter of my father's that was branded Crestcraft that was essentially an identical lighter. This one is brand new. As mentioned in the opening of the video as well, I've had this exact same BARLOW B54 with the same Produce Wholesale Inc. advertisement on this synthetic insert there that is applied to the front of the lighter. Very neatly and nicely inside of this frame that is built up there on the front. This lighter appears to be chrome-plated brass, very thin profile, although its width and height are about the same as a Zippo would be. So not smaller all the way around like a Zippo Slim, more like a full-size lighter that just has a very slim profile. But you will remember, if you've been around the channel for a long time, that we also had a lighter that was the BARLOW Slim Dandy that we were looking for an insert for quite a while. And it was after discovering my father's Crestcraft lighter and that insert fit perfectly into that particular insert style case that I realized that there was some crossover between the BARLOW B54, the Slim Dandy, the Crestcraft, and probably several other actual brand markings that you will see on the bottom of lighters that all use these same inserts. Really nice. Got 11 cutouts on each side, some of them slots, some of them holes. Has a nice aesthetic touch to it, as opposed to just a bunch of round holes drilled in like you see on a lot of Japanese-made advertising lighters. There you can see that the wick is unburned, appears to be brand new, may have some dust contamination, dirt, that sort of thing. Get a screwdriver and I will loosen the flint spring screw. You can see that that is making contact with the file wheel, or at least appears to be so. Pull out our flint spring and screw, and there you go. There is our degraded old flint that has turned to dust. So I'm going to take just a moment to get this flint dust off of my hand, then we will finish blowing out this tube and make sure that this lighter is ready to have a new flint installed. So we will include this with the lighter when we sell it, which this is the listing video for this lighter. Get some canned air here. Now you can see that the file wheel has open space down below it. Stick this straight toothpick through the tube. Here you can see it does make contact with the wheel. So our flint tube is clear of the obstruction. I mentioned earlier that these particular inserts are used in several lighters, and they look to me like they are marked P35. I don't know what that logo, that P, that's for Prince, Penguin, or some other P, but I've seen that exact marking on several of these inserts that look identical but have different markings on the case that the insert goes into. So you have seen us clear that flint tube of the old degraded flint. Now a new flint can be installed. We will also include a new flint with the lighter, of course. The only thing that you will need is to fill this lighter up with petrol fuel, which is done easy enough. You just soak that cotton wadding underneath your felt pad. Soak that with petrol fuel. Then your wick will carry those fumes up through the body of the lighter into the ignition area. And once you've got a flint installed in the tube and fuel in the chamber, then you strike your wheel and you will have ignition of a brand new BARLOW B54, made in Japan, chrome plated brass. That's some of the fibers from the wadding getting stuck there between the case and the insert. But a chrome plated brass case along with an unused insert with the flint tube cleared. Just need to install the flint that will be included in the package with it. Soak your absorbent wadding with lighter fluid, strike it up, and you will have a working lighter. Of course, there are scratches, scuffs, some blemishes, imperfections, dings. Not a perfect lighter. The nylon or synthetic graphic is applied inside of that frame on the front of the lighter. So an unused BARLOW B54 advertising lighter for Produce Wholesale Inc. of Anchorage, Alaska. Just a 7-digit phone number there, 272-3491. Did a little Google search before making this video, and according to Google, the area code system was created in 1947. Must not have been widely used at that point if they were not printing the area code along with the phone number on an advertisement like this. So I'd be hard pressed. I think that this might be from the 50s, more likely the 60s, maybe even the 70s, but maybe the 50s, but I don't think the 40s. Any way around it though, it is a nice advertisement of a brand new lighter that has never been used, has had the flint tube cleared of the dusty old degraded flint, and is ready for you to install the flint, fill it up, and strike it. Until next time.